people deciding now that they have opportunities to do other things and there is a shortage of employees, people are looking to make more money and to bargain. And so I think your business and the tourist business is really going to be in a bind for a little while.
Whew. That was from that town hall last night. Welcome back to the show. Dana Lash here. Good to be with you this Thursday as we wrap up the week. And that was the president at the CNN town hall yesterday. Sidebar, I had to play Blind Faith coming in because of what Clapton said about the vaccine, which we're going to get into. So there's a little bit of a hat tip to Eric Clapton there. But to the larger point here, this topic, that was uncomfortable to watch. That was an uncomfortable exchange. There's we have two cuts on this because it was kind of a long exchange, and obviously y'all aren't going to sit there for 8 minutes and listen to everything. But it was a business owner who was asking him about the benefits and about, when is, really explaining to him some of the difficulties that businesses are having just to reopen and being able to staff and then serve everyone. And audio soundbite 5, this was the president's response to all of this. And y'all need to listen to this. Check it.
Looking to hire people. He's got 39 restaurants across the country.
Yeah.
Is there anything you can do to help him out? I mean, he's got to get people in.
Well, John, first of all, the thing we did to help John and the Johns out is provide billions of dollars to make sure they could stay open. Sure. Number one. So you all contributed to making sure John could stay in business. And we should have done that, as we did for other industries. But secondly, John, my guess is that people being $7, $8 an hour plus tips, that's I think, John, you're going to be finding $15 an hour or more.
So he's basically telling him, well, then pay $15 minimum wage, which is really easy to say to people if you've never run a business. I just think if you're going to lecture people about how to run a business, then maybe you should have run a business. Seems common sense, right? Like if I'm going to tell you how to drive a car, maybe I should know how to drive a car. If I'm going to lecture you about football, we're not going to go there.
But also competing with the federal government who's paying people to not work.
Yeah, exactly. When you're competing against your own money that's being given away by Uncle Santa, then, it's a tough thing. It's a tough thing. But that also, what he's telling them is, I need you to modify demand and it's an artificial suggestion because that's not how market demand works. And if you want to get upset over that, well, then get mad about people's priorities. That's a whole other topic. But that's not how things work in reality. People will pay for what they want. And that's why you have people who pay top dollar for, box seats. They'll pay to go to sports events. They'll pay to go to concerts. I've had this. We've talked about this before. It comes down to what people's priorities are. But you're not going to get more than what the market is willing to pay you without it actually having an adverse effect on the market, on customers, on consumers. It ends up hurting the business. That's just how it is. And I really wish that people would understand that. It almost seems like it should be kind of a prerequisite anymore. If you're gonna make determinations like this on policy where it relates to small businesses, then maybe you should have a little bit of an understanding as to how small business works. It's not easy. It's easy to tell them what to do. It's easy to, ride shotgun and lecture them or be a backseat driver, so to speak. But it's really hard it's a hard thing to do. And especially right now, I don't envy any business owner right now having to go through everything that they're going through. And as Kane said, you're competing against the government at this point. That's not even an informed observation, much less a solution. Well, and that's also something that Jen Psaki had said. Well, just pay them $15 an hour. Yes, I love magical free money. It's amazing. So great.
Well, the larger businesses we saw that stayed open, those are the ones that probably could afford to do it. But these smaller businesses, those are the ones that were hit hardest during the pandemic. They can't do that.
Think about think about small businesses as well. Small business associations, 60% of new job creation is coming from the small businesses. And that's incredibly important when you're considering exactly what the president just said to the small business owner. Yeah, big business, large corporations, large businesses who could afford to do that, they did it. But you can't have this universal rule and expect that everyone to follow it equally, because everyone's situation is different. Every business's situation is different.